If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard in Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
Holy shit, what was that?
The gin.
No, you idiot. It's PWZ here this week, and what the fuck did I just watch? Legitimately, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
Now, I have to say about, what was it, 6 months ago, we just watched the horror show. This has got to be right up there as one of the worst fucking pay-per-views I have ever watched in WWE history. And I'm not even joking. I'm going to say Herb Abrams' fucking Blackjack Brawl, or let's say Heroes of Wrestling, made this look like fucking shit. Like, those pay-per-views are way better compared to tonight's show. This was what the fuck was this atrocity? From beginning to end. Well, I wouldn't say the beginning, because the beginning was actually the best match on the show. You had all, like, the kickoff match was possibly some of the greatest talent in the fucking company on the kickoff show. Okay? Not everybody watches a kickoff show. I'm a fucking nerd, so I usually say, hey, Daniel Bryan or Cesaro is going to be on, so fuck, I'll tune in. Because, you know, Cesaro was like one of my fucking favorite wrestlers. But what in the same hell did I watch in that main event? I mean, Jesus Christ. Now, I guess DVD Freak, by the way, this is Rick. This is a Sunday night reunion, so to speak. Rick, JJ, DVD Freak, and Dan the Beast. Man. According to DVD Freak, the main event was pre-taped earlier today, and I could see why, because you can definitely tell with some of the cuts that, you know, it's definitely very cinematic, I guess, so to speak. And, well, I mean, I hope Randy Orton might have just killed Bray Wyatt by lighting his ass on fire.
He's dead. He is he's dead.
Because
died.
because it's completely realistic. The reason why I like professional wrestling, I'm going to say it always takes me out of the realm of reality and puts some sort of imagination. But this is just out of hand, folks. This was just ridiculous.
He's no longer the Fiend. He's a corpse.
Well, literally, he was just laying there, and you can tell with all the camera shots back and forth with the panning of the cameras that it was just a fucking dummy laying there. That he just lit on fire and then disappeared and then fade to black. Jesus Christ. This is going to be an interesting hour, needless to say.
Speaking of dummies, I don't see how anyone could have enjoyed this pay-per-view. This was retarded. Like,
well,
this was literally...
One of our biggest fans actually tweeted how much he actually liked the show.
What?
I think Dan knows who it is because he laughed at that. If you check on Twitter...
I saw the post before we gathered around here tonight, so I'm like, okay, well, I guess everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I guess
that's just it just shows, you know, the different times where we actually maybe grown up and what certain people like. Because I told you guys, and I think we've all had this discussion. I'm a traditionalist and I like realism, and I think DVD Freak does too. This one was just way out of fucking control, man. It really was.
You have a TLC pay-per-view. What should the main event be? Oh, it's not a TLC match. It's a Firefly Inferno match where you have to literally murder your opponent.
Yeah. Yes. I would be very surprised if tomorrow, now we know I don't ever always tune in, but I'd be very surprised if we get a report on Raw that, or maybe PW Insider Dave Meltzer will report that Randy Orton had gone to jail for murder.
They should have they should have a spinoff called Bray Wyatt Gets a Skin Graft. Fuck this. This was just, oh my god.
I'd have to say that There's not a lot that I enjoyed about this show. I definitely, and when we were going back and forth in the live stream, I was surprised because JJ always seems to find some sort of positivity to say about the shows. And if not, he always pulls out a little joke. And it didn't sound like you had anything positive to say at all.
No, it was horrible. I caught half of the Sasha Banks Carmella match, and that was actually pretty good. That good.
Wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't horrible. I dug that. I dug the tag match. I mean, for what it was, the women's tag match. But
that one was pretty decent. And my girl Asuka was on there, so
Yeah.
And Charlotte returned. But
I had no idea she was gone. I had no idea Charlotte.
Well, that's how often. What was it? I don't remember exactly. Dan, do you remember?
Wasn't she gone since Wasn't she gone since Extreme Rules or SummerSlam?
No idea she was gone, but that match was all right for what it was, but then it just kind of went downhill. I can't whistle, but yeah.
Should we go in order here?
I was just about to start saying that we are now 6 minutes and 50 seconds in. That we should just
yeah.
All right. So the first match was the 8-man tag match on the kickoff show. I liked it a lot. The amount of talent between Big E, Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, and Otis defeated King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke. Actually, I got to tell you something, guys. I'm not a fan of the King guy, Corbin, and this is probably the best he's looked in all the amount of time that I've been watching this nerd, legit. So, just saying. So the actual pay-per-view portion of the show started off with the world title match, WWE Championship, which I hate when they do this, when they have both titles on the line. One generally is either really early in the show or starts the show. And this has been happening a lot for a number of years. It's rather aggravating. This was a TLC match. Drew McIntyre, the champion, defeated AJ Styles. And then the fucking Miz decided to cash in his Money in the Bank. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got really fucking frustrated with this whole thing once the Miz and Morrison came out. And I was just like, this is some bullshit. I really thought, at this point, that Miz was going to come in and break down and take the title. And and it's not that I don't like the Miz. I do. He's funny. He can be annoying at times, but I think that's what he's supposed to be. This match was 27 minutes. I mean, at this point, I think that AJ and Drew really can't do much wrong. I don't like gimmick matches, tables, ladders, and chairs. It's just overkill. Especially seeing that it just so happens every year in December, we've gotten into a point of a feud or something where it just has to be a TLC match. Am I wrong?
Or you just don't have a feud, and you just randomly throw two people in there for the gimmick match. I remember the days when a steel cage or a first blood or a hair versus hair match, those were important. That was always the ender of the trilogy. Yep. And then you just have two random fucking people just put together on a random pay-per-view just because you have to in December. Why aren't gimmick matches? Why don't they mean anything anymore? They don't. Right. They're meaningless. They're meeting a quota.
Right.
They're there for no reason.
Right. You're right. It's just ridiculous at this point. Have Drew and AJ worked together before? At least not on the pay-per-view series, correct?
Not that I recall.
So this is basically the first match in a series for the pay-per-view, and this is probably the second one that they've done this year, as far as immediately going into a gigantic, what's the word you just used, freak? Gimmick match right away. They went into the blow-off match, or what should be the blow-off match, right for the first match on a pay-per-view, which is just, there's no logic here for this. It's no logic.
And another thing that really doesn't make no logic is, AJ having a manager. Like, what's the point of him having that ridiculously tall bodyguard when he doesn't really need it?
Right. I mean, what is the purpose of him? He just stands there. Well, I mean, he assisted in getting John Morrison out of the arena. That was kind of funny. Or when he caught The Miz and he just kind of threw him into the table. That was kind of amusing, but like I said, I don't really find much. I don't really find much use for him as well. I mean, maybe down the road there's going to be a reason for him, but right now I'm not seeing it.
Okay. All right. Well, it's time for a rant because, all right, so you have Money in the Bank.
Yes. You
have Otis win it in the most stupid way possible. And then you have him lose it.
Not his fault. Not his fault.
Yeah, you have The Miz win it at, Hell in a Cell, something like that. But
yep.
You have The Miz win it. And then you cash in a ladder match. And I was like, oh, that's really creative. That's never been done before, to my knowledge. You have him cash in and then climb up and grab the briefcase. But they made it a triple threat match, and I'm like, all right, obviously Miz is going to win it. But you have this Money in the Bank concept, this concept that they have put over for years, that it's an almost guaranteed championship win.
I think there's been, 3 or 4 people that have won it that haven't won the belt?
It's Damian Sandow, John Cena, and the other one.
Shelton Benjamin.
Whatever. But
didn't Shelton Benjamin win one of the earliest ones?
No, he didn't ever win.
He didn't win? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay.
The other one was Baron Foreskin was the other one. But all right. But you have The Miz, who I love. I love The Miz. He is right. He is great. You have him cash in, and he fucking loses. Like an idiot. Like a nerd. We're going to have an Alvarez. Yeah. Like a nerd. And then it's nothing. It's obsolete. Nothing. The Money in the Bank briefcase is fucking worthless at this point. It's gone. It's nowhere near until next July, until the next gimmick pay-per-view. But I'm so sick. I'm so tired of this. This ruined the entire pay-per-view for me. You have him cash in,
and it started right away in the first match. I mean, it was all just downhill right there.
And you had him win the briefcase in a singles match, which has only happened one other time with Edge and Kennedy. So I was like, all right, this is going to be a big deal. Miz will win it and then lose it at the Rumble or whatever, Chamber, whatever. But no, they just have him lose it like a fucking joke. This honestly sickened me. This ruined the rest of the pay-per-view for me. They should have done this at the end, honestly. Fuck this.
I would have been happy with seeing Miz win. I remember reading those messages and just like seeing like Freak off mad. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Oh, I'm always mad, man.
How does professional wrestling work? You go on what the fans care about, what they react to, correct? Whether they cheer and if they boo it, or if they just don't give a shit, right? It's always how it's worked.
It's not the booker that gets the wrestler over; it's the crowd that gets the wrestler over.
Right.
All right. Well,
I've given up already on this.
You know what?
I'm frustrated. So
no, you know what? You know what? Okay. So you have the all-time worst Raw ratings ever, which I was very happy to see. By the way, that made my entire day. Fuck you, Vince. You deserve that. And the USA Network, they're all pissed off about it. So I was like, all right, maybe this pay-per-view will reflect those ratings a little bit. Maybe they'll retaliate.
Maybe they would put on an insanely good pay-per-view, right?
But you know what?
No, that's not what we got.
No, I've been saying this for years. They deserve the record low ratings, and they can kiss my ass. I'm done.
Was it last year this week that they said they were going to start listening to the fans? Was that last?
Yeah.
Or was that the year before? They were going to start listening to the fans. How can you listen to the fans if you're piping in crowd noise? You're not doing anything that the fans react to. You're reacting to what, sales, maybe?
And come on. The saddest part is Vince is probably like, oh, it's because of COVID. That's probably his mindset.
That's one thing, but I'm going to tell you something. Financially, they're having one of their best years, despite the fact that their flagship show is getting the worst ratings it's ever gotten in the history of the show.
Exactly.
That's due to income from other countries, I'm guessing.
Well, it's because they're not doing live shows anymore. Their house shows are completely dead. They were losing money on house shows before the pandemic.
Right.
So
for about a good year or two before that, like it's just started. Nobody started caring, and then that's when this other little group started up, and started making people care about wrestling again. We've lived in a dark period of professional wrestling since about 2002, when there was only one company in the mainstream, and now you look at it, there's a lot of smaller companies, local independent companies out there that actually care about the fucking sport of professional wrestling, and are producing something that the fans want. So, of course, somebody are going to be like, fuck that, we're looking for an alternative. I'm not watching Monday or whatever the other night is, Friday or whatever.
And you have to also look at it this way. They're still in a 10-year deal. They got their blood money with Saudi Arabia.
They're not going to be over there. When's the next time they're going to be over there?
Yeah, but they're still making money off of it. It's a contract. It's a salary. They're still making money off of it. Right. And
but they also have to produce a certain amount of shows as well.
Well, fuck them. But they also have They also have Fox, who paid them like $1 billion for a 5-year deal.
Are they even making anything for Fox?
Yeah, because they were paid $1 billion to just appear on the network.
Jesus
that doesn't even include ad revenue. They're making money regardless. That's the problem. They have it made. They don't give a shit about their quality. They don't care what the fans think. They're basically like, oh, we have to meet a quota because we're paid a certain amount of money, so let's just put something on next week. That's their basic mindset.
Damn.
Not only that, they're just, and the network keeps losing more and more subscribers, and they're not even putting out quality, like, fucking content. You know what I mean? They have to create more and more content just because they own a network, and they're terrible at even doing that. Like, they're just, how many shows do they have? They've been taking shows from the network, like fucking NXT, and putting it on cable television as of like a year ago. Like, what else are they going to do? Like, what else do they produce for the network in order to keep creating as far as content goes? They got that shitty show, The Bump. They still have 205. Is that still a thing? I haven't watched that in probably since the pandemic's, like, prior to the pandemic.
Well, another thing that they're doing is just creating documentaries without putting them out on home media. That's another reason why they're losing money. That was money's worth. You would go to FYE or your local Walmart every Tuesday, pick up that DVD that you've been expecting the past month or two, And nowadays we only get pay-per-view DVDs once every month with once in a while a compilation from 24, and that's it.
Do they even I haven't seen anything outside of a pay-per-view uploaded, or not even uploaded, I mean released into say Walmart. Say towards around this time, maybe next month, the best of 2020 will arrive, or the best of NXT 2020 will arrive in the store. Other than that, I haven't seen anything else. Any other DVDs arrive in Walmart when it comes to this stuff. They used to be really big and keen on home video production because that was their big thing in the 80s and 90s prior to the whole internet thing.
Don't even get me started.
No, you're very right. However, they stopped making WWE stopped making Blu-rays.
Yeah,
I remember reading an article on that, and that's because they're moving on with the time.
Right.
Unfortunately,
are they completely done doing Blu-rays? I mean, I haven't seen. I mean, Freak, you would know. You would know better.
It sounded like they were doing Blu-rays, and that sucks. But I mean, everything is streaming now, and they're just moving with the times. But there's a huge market, guys like us that want things on physical media. We want
I got a box. I don't know if you guys checked the DVD room on Facebook today. I uploaded a bunch of pictures of newer arrivals. I just got a box of 50 DVDs the other day in the mail. So. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so awesome. I mean, I still buy physical DVDs, and I buy them all the time. I buy collections off people as well. So and fill in my holes of whatever. I got a lot. I probably got too much. I should probably fucking sell some. But
the thing with physical media is physical media is dead in the U.S. But if you were to go to the United Kingdom or England, they're still producing Blu-rays.
That's like with the '80s and vinyl records. Back in the 80s, they fucking died down in the United States in the 80s and the 90s. You go to Japan or the UK, they were pretty fucking important over there still. You know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah.
It's just crazy. That's you're right. Physical media might be more popular in, say, the UK, Japan, Germany, wherever. They might be making way more money than they are here.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the way I look at it. But
yeah, I mean, certain guys, I think, like you said, sorry, JJ, there's a certain niche that, there are certain guys, collectors that will go out for it, or certain guys that are into such things like that. I know High Spots does pretty well off selling DVDs. I'm sure, I'm surprised, a company like, say, Smart Mark Video is still around. I mean, I'm not sure how many people are buying indie DVDs like that off them. I know they're doing, they have the streaming service they partnered up with or did a merger with IWTV. So, I mean, just kind of going back and forth, you know what I mean, between the streaming and the selling of the physical media as well.
We could be the new
Should we get on the next match?
30 minutes later, sure. What was the next match? The next match was, if I can see it correctly, Sasha Banks defended her SmackDown Women's Championship against Carmella. As you guys stated, I wasn't initially I'm not a huge Sasha Banks fan. She's been, but I got to be honest with you, out of all the shitty shows we've been reviewing, WWE shows we've been reviewing once a month, she's had pretty much the best match on the show. Look at the match that she had at Hell in the Cell against Bayley. Best match on the show.
Well, you know something? It's starting to become a trend where the women's division is starting to outshine the rest of the male roster.
And it's been leading up to that for quite some time now.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I noticed that a long time ago. And this is the first match, excuse me, that I caught. I was maybe 5-6 minutes late to this match. I don't know how long I was late, but watching
it went about 12 minutes match. Sorry, JJ.
12? It went about 12? Okay, so I was probably 30 minutes late to this match. Right. Loved it. But I enjoyed it. It had some good sequence. Again, I haven't watched WWE in so long. I didn't even know that the titles were changed. All the titles look different. But this match, I dug it for what it was. I gotta give it to Carmella. I don't know if it's maybe the wine, but it looked like she's getting better in the ring. Is it me?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Didn't she used to do that 10-second dance break? Does she still do that? I didn't notice that in this match. I know. I was just that's the one thing that made me hate watching fucking every time she came out. But it's this is probably maybe it's just her persona now as a heel that this is that she's not doing it, and this made her look pretty strong in this match.
Yeah, because I was going to say, didn't she just get repackaged recently? So I'm expecting that she probably has a new name or everything.
Yeah. But it's
she got better in the ring to me.
Yeah.
Then again,
I was actually surprised they gave her this a match at this level, to be honest with you. I didn't think that she was on this kind of level to be going for a title.
Yeah, exactly, against Sasha Banks. And look who she was in the ring with, Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
But I was just shocked that damn, Carmella looked like she got better in the ring. That was just...
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here's
I thought what I saw.
All right, so here's my question to all you guys. Now, with the recent matches from every pay-per-view with Sasha Banks obviously getting the victory, do you think that has anything to do with, her benefiting off of the Mandalorian, crossover?
Actually, I didn't even know anything about this shit until I saw, I think Mike Johnson maybe talked about it today. I heard that she was in it, but I guess apparently that episode was the newest one that was uploaded, the finale.
Hey, I'll tell you
what.
Not to get into this, but that episode was the only thing Disney has ever done good with Star Wars. So
I think you're lying, first off, or you're just plain ass. Never mind. I'm not going to be.
Okay,
I'm not going to say.
Wait.
I'm not going to say anything politically incorrect on this show like everybody else. But anyways,
I'm the biggest Star Wars geek out there. Rogue One was good.
Highly doubt that you didn't like the Force Awakens.
No, don't get me started on that. You're a fucking mark. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, man.
You're a fucking poser.
Get me started on
You're a poser
Star
if
Wars.
You did not like the Force Awakens.
Nope. That is my most beloved thing in history of Star Wars, and Disney has just all right.
I thought it was gay porn.
Well, that too, but
sorry.
All right, so to elaborate,
go ahead, Danny. Get us back on track, sir.
So, to elaborate on my question, do you think Sasha Banks is getting the Rock treatment?
How do you figure? How do you mean, sir?
Well, you mean transitioning into, she's doing TV shows and movies and everything now. So now she's getting this significant push without, losing the title the next day on the flagship show like she used to back in 2016, 2017.
You think that she's going to be that next breakout star that WWE has not tried to, or has not pushed been able to produce for a number of years since, say, John Cena. They've had trouble creating a major star. You think that might be Sasha Banks, is what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is, it's not like she's going to be like a top-notch star. Like, she's obviously going to be.
I think it's very possible. I think she's
gonna take some time off to do some film, come back, go take some time off again, but she's still going to be winning championships and still defending them on flagship shows.
Right.
I had no idea.
We'll see. I think it's very possible that she could be. I mean, she's got the looks. I mean, it's all Hollywood is all about the way you look, and she could definitely fit that. I believe. Shit, the Hurt Business. Sorry, defeated the New Day.
Okay.
The tag title. Yes, sir.
No, I'm just gonna say this. This is fucking pointless. Because first of all, once again, where the fuck is Retribution? Like, why isn't Retribution?
This is the second.
They're not involved.
We said that.
Yeah, they were involved. They were in Survivor Series, right?
No.
They weren't on Survivor Series, but they've been showing up on Monday Night Raw.
The only match on record that the Retribution actually had a pay-per-view match was with fucking Slapjack challenging Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship at Hell in a Cell, which was fucking pointless.
Damn. You're right, man, because it's like they that's something that they really, really were pushing heavy the first couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden they just dropped it. They just dropped the ball. Look at the amount of talent that is in that fucking group.
I know.
No. Okay.
Dijak, Maya Yim.
Now here's my second fucking question. What's the point of having Woods and Kingston together? Wouldn't you send some tension going into this pay-per-view? Like, hey, one might turn on the other? Isn't it about that time? They've had their run. It's already been over 6 years.
I was going to say, yeah. And on top of it, the gimmick's it's tired at this point.
Yeah.
It's tired. Like you said, it's been going on over 6 years. It's just tired. They need to move on. Let them do. But if they split them, let's be honest. Xavier Woods, let's be honest here. Is he going to survive in WWE without Kofi?
He's got a PhD.
He's going to, you know where he's going to end up on main event.
Listen, he has the up, down bullshit. He has a PhD. He's a doctor. He don't have to give a shit. If he gets injured, he can fix himself. And then you've got Big E, who's over on SmackDown doing the whole powder clap again. Like, all right, this is shit that we haven't seen since the NXT days, or since he was managing Dolph Ziggler and elbowing fucking AJ Lee in the chest. Who fucking cares? Because if Kofi Kingston was at the right time, they should have done this shit last year at WrestleMania. Kofi Kingston win the WWE Championship, but it shouldn't have been under the New Day banner. It shouldn't have. It was dead for a long fucking time. It should have died a long.
And now that he's never ever going to have that opportunity again, Kofi.
I said at WrestleMania 35, what should have happened is Big E and Xavier turn on Kofi after he won the title. That was logical.
Well, they were leading up to something. Or there was a lot of rumors about a turn of Big E. Remember when he went out with his torn groin or whatever? There was a rumor for a very long time that when he came back, he was going to turn heel. Obviously, he never materialized, or maybe they just didn't feel it was the right time, whatever. But it just never happened. And, I mean, maybe now. I think that eventually at some point, give the next year, he might get a run with that title at some point. And I think they're going to push him. I think so. And I think he's ready.
All right.
Yes, absolutely, JJ.
So, the way I see this, they already advertised Sami Zayn versus Big E for this coming Friday for the Intercontinental Championship on Christmas Day. So, you have to think, all right, here's the big Christmas gift for you guys. Big E's actually going to win a fucking title. And then somewhere down the line, there's going to be some more tension between Woods and Kingston, and then maybe think, hey, I think Kofi Kingston would probably work as a fucking heel, so let's make him the new leader of the fucking Hurt Business. Why not that?
Well, the good news is at least Xavier Woods has a porn career to fall back on.
Is that true?
Did you ever see the video of him and Paige and Brad Maddox?
I don't need to hear any further. Thank you very much.
Hey, I love Xavier Woods when he was in TNA. I forget his name. Xavier Woods. I forget his name.
In TNA, right?
Yeah.
I forgot he was in there.
Yes,
do you have to jingle the bottles together, for Christ's sakes? I mean,
yes, I do.
Something, but yeah, I love the Xavier Woods in TNA, and then they should have broke up a long time ago. So just like Freak said, they should have broke up. They should have turned on Kofi. You know, when they won the belt, when he won the title at Mania.
Austin Creed.
Austin
right?
Creed. That's
Wasn't he in Ring of Honor with that title too? Was he there?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to.
I don't remember.
I don't think
he was in New Japan. I'm sorry, New Japan.
I don't remember Ring of Honor at all.
Yeah,
but
I just remember the name.
Yeah. Man, I miss seeing Ring of Honor shows.
Dude, did you watch Final Battle on Friday night? To get off topic.
No, unfortunately, dude. I saw you tweet it and stuff, and I was like, man, I could watch it.
What a great show! What a great show that was. With the exception of the main event was horseshit. Or I should say, the finish of the main event. Like, I really expected it to go like. Ring of Honor is not just, they pride themselves on being a different kind of product and a pure product. The ending was just one of those things where it looked like it was straight off WWE TV, and it just fucking annoyed the piss out of me. But you go back, man, there was some really great fucking matches on that card, and I think you'll really enjoy it if you can find it online.
I can find it. I know. Damn. All right. I'll have to find some time to watch it because, I know. Like I've said repeatedly, I miss going to actual Ring of Honor shows because, man, they had something for everybody.
I haven't been to a Ring of Honor show. They have not come to Connecticut, and God knows how long. And the only place they come is like New York City now, but those tickets sell out so fucking fast, it's ridiculous.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
That sucks.
And I mean, I could hop on the train in about an hour and 20 minutes, I'd be there, so that's cool. Just ridiculous. Yeah.
Luckily, they don't sell fast. They don't sell.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
In Connecticut, they took forever. They would take up until the date to sell out, but. Yeah. Anyways, we're getting off track talking about Ring of Honor. Highly recommended show, Final Battle. I got to be honest with you. I watched 3 fucking pay-per-views this weekend between Friday and today. Final Battle was the greatest. It was all downhill after that. So I got to be honest with you.
Did Impact have a show this?
No, it was. And they did last week. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I have it, but they It was Ring of Honor, the North American Wrestling Alliance did their big comeback show after being out of business for 20 years, and tonight's craziness. So, yeah.
Okay,
this was still better than the North American Wrestling Alliance pay-per-view, though. I'll just tell you that much. So, there's a lot of hype around that show, but it just did not deliver. But anyways. We're getting off track once again. Asuka and Charlotte Flair defeated Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Championship. I stepped away for this match, as I told DVD Freak while he was live streaming his craziness. So I did not catch the end of this. Why don't you guys take this away?
Well. First of all, it's good to see Charlotte back because I think she's probably one of the better in-ring performers in the women's division. But secondly, you already know where this is leading up to. This is obviously going to lead to an Asuka versus Charlotte at WrestleMania match, the way I see it.
Yeah. You think Mania?
Yeah.
All right.
It is Mania season.
Well, next month starts after Rumble. Once Rumble happens,
Let's put it this way: this pay-per-view was basically cleaning house on all extensive rivalries that aren't going to be included within these next 3 months.
Right.
So, they're doing their spring cleaning. It's the end of fucking 2020. Welcome to hell, bitch.
20.
All the wrestling 2020. What the fuck was up with that? All the wrestlers. Did you guys see that? All the wrestlers were wrestling with 2020. That little promo thing they did.
Retarded. That was retarded.
No, I did not see this.
Okay, who saw that? Freak, you saw that?
Yes, I saw it.
Yes.
So what was it exactly? Did I miss? What did I miss?
There was some stupid virus shaped like 2020, some dumbass CGI virus-looking bastard walk into the ring, and then Drew McIntyre, like, Claymore kicked it, and then they had a bunch of other idiots wrestling the year 2020.
Did I miss this? Where was it? Is this when I got up and left the room for a minute?
I don't know, but this was retarded. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Like, I must have been distracted by your tremendous live feed. So
was that sarcasm?
Maybe. I mean, it was more interesting than this fucking pay-per-view. We'll just say that.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, my intelligence is from Washington.
Oh, God.
The thing that baffles me about this is Asuka chooses Charlotte. Well, I mean, obviously she didn't necessarily choose her as her partner. Obviously, that was the booking in the back. But wouldn't it make more sense to have Lana as Asuka's partner since she just pinned Nia Jax this past Monday?
Don't you realize what show you're watching, though? When asking that question, listen, you got to think about the show you're watching.
I understand that. It's fucking not. I understand, but wouldn't it have made more sense? We got to tell these viewers,
Yes, I mean it would make more sense, but I mean, are we gonna be able to get to the fucking brains behind the operation? Probably not.
No,
as no matter how much we fucking tweet, no matter how much we hashtag, no matter how much we cover it on this show. They're not going to give a fuck. No matter who talks shit about them, they just don't care. I'm like, ha ha ha. Guess what? We're going to do it even more, assholes.
I made $1 million, pal.
Yeah. DVD Freak looks distracted. I have a feeling he's watching porn on his phone while not working.
Yeah, that's about all I have at this point.
have two more tremendous matches to cover.
I love you.
I don't even know why. I don't even want to speak anymore. Because this is where the show gets even fucking worse. Like, seriously, Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Roman defeated Kevin. I really fucking hated this match. I hated it. I hated the ladder spots. I hated the fucking, oh my god, Roman dislocated his shoulder. Oh my god. It's like, Michael Cole, can you shut the fuck up, please? Because you are the worst. I don't know. Is there anybody that's worse than Michael Cole? I mean, legitimately. I mean, I know Bruno Sammartino was pretty bad on commentary, but seriously, Michael Cole has to be the most annoying person on the face of this earth when it comes to commentating.
Well, you know what? I probably would have said Herb Abrams, but that's a different story.
I'd have to say he's better than fucking Michael Cole. At least he had the nose candy to fucking get him through the shows.
Who was that? Who was the bitch that was on the WrestleMania 2 commentary main event with Hogan and
was that Mary Hart? No,
I don't know. She was on commentary for the main event when she was Hogan and Bundy steel cage match. She was horrible.
No idea.
VHS, but I don't remember. That's a long time ago, man.
Yeah, no fucking clue. Anyways, Randy Orton. Oh wait, I didn't even finish this match. Yeah, this match sucked. I thought it sucked. It was terrible. Like, so many times. I mean, how much do you think they invested in fucking tables time? $2,000? Just in ones they broke?
Honestly, all that work just for the ending to put Roman, have Roman put Kevin to sleep and just grab the title.
Yeah, that was yes. Thank you, Dan. I forgot that I wanted to mention that. That was just, it was stupid, man. It's just like, once you feel like, oh, Kevin's got the belt in his hand, basically, but he didn't get the strap, and then Jey Uso comes out of fucking nowhere and starts tugging on his fucking third leg, trying to get him to come off the freaking thing, and it was just, it was just ridiculous. The whole thing was just ridiculous.
Just like the handicap match.
Pretty much.
Handicap match. Watching it, I mean, looking, they took a lot of rowdy bumps.
Yeah.
I give them that, but
yeah, but you know what I mean. These people are doing this shit all the fucking time, bringing these gigantic bumps. Like, these people, like, they're killing themselves, man. Like, this is like, what happened to professional wrestling? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a stunt. This is a stunt show, man. Like, these guys are out there doing this ridiculous shit. And guess what? WWE doesn't really fucking care if these guys get hurt out there doing this shit. Come on.
They don't, and they don't care about the long-term effects.
They don't. No. They don't have benefits. They don't have fucking retirement plan things. They don't got all of this other shit. You know what I mean? The insurance, if they fucking, one of these guys get hurt permanently, they're not going to say, well, here's this for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Speaking of hurt, you have a TLC pay-per-view. Here's a big question. Where the fuck's Jeff Hardy? When did you think you would have a guy like him and his caliber to perform at one of these pay-per-views? Didn't
he get himself pretty fucked up a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, I heard? I saw it on Twitter.
That's nothing new.
Well, yeah.
Really?
I heard that he went for, one of those dives, but he was going over the ropes and he came down head first on the steps. So, I mean...
Really? The guy's jumped off a fucking cage and probably broke his fucking back.
Yeah.
What? Do you really want to see Jeff Hardy in a TLC match, though? He's going to hurt himself. He's too old.
I mean, he's too old. You got to say that. You're right. Freak, you're right, because he's been doing this shit since the origins of the TLC matches.
Yeah. And he constantly wants to top himself. Yeah. And you're right. He's getting older. It's like, dude, chill out, man. Like, come on, you raise the bar so high. Like, chill. But he's not that type to chill. He wants to constantly take it further.
Son of a bitch.
That's a
all right, pal. All right. Oh my God, my phone fell. All right,
you know what, guys? But you know what? You guys have a point. He's not. Let's put it this way: he's not over in AEW breaking skulls like his brother Matt.
that was an accident. That was Sammy Guevara's fault. Let's get the fucking. Let's come on now.
Well, Tony Khan obviously doesn't know when to stop a match, so.
He's just a money mark. Let's be serious. Like he's just putting up billions of dollars.
Bro.
He's got daddy's money for his little hobby.
Money mark, bro.
So I'm watching. Does anybody here subscribe to Impact Plus?
I used to.
Nope.
Well, anyways, it's pretty ridiculous. But they have a live feed on it, so I just put the live feed on it, and I'm watching Grado versus Al Snow. This is a fucking barn burner. It's not a good match by any stretch, but Grado's the first wrestler to ever block me on Twitter for making fun of him and making basically coming out and saying that he's fucking horrible and his gimmick is terrible. So it's just kind of funny. He doesn't like criticism apparently. So
Are you telling me that? That's awesome. Grado blocked you on Twitter. Oh, cool.
I can tell you a lot of other guys have blocked me on Twitter, and some of them I know why, some of them I don't. But it's life. It's life. It just happens. Some of them don't like criticism. Some of these guys have said, "Oh, they're really nice guys," but I don't like this part about their gimmick. And then oh, well, fuck you, block. Okay,
dude, that's great. That's so great.
Yeah.
Look, wrestlers. Famous wrestlers or wrestlers with some fame have taken the time out of their day to block you. That's just...
They could have just said hello.
Right? I would block somebody for that.
Well, it's funny because I went from they're doing a Drew Galloway special, basically, which is the guy, Drew McIntyre, obviously. So it's funny I shut off WWE to this on the Impact channel about Drew Galloway. Impact is really great about making specials with their video package, with their video archives of guys that are currently in WWE to try to get people to watch their shows. It's really comical in a way. I like Impact, I do, but it's like they were doing a whole video package of Robert Roode too, who's also in WWE. Actually, is he still in there? What the hell happened? Yeah. I was going to say, now that I think about it, he hasn't been on a pay-per-view in quite some time.
I don't know.
He's currently teaming up with Dolph Ziggler.
Oh,
what?
God. Still?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
Jesus. Freak, you better shut up because I'm going to put in your contract to go watch Raw and SmackDown and do it on the Sundays. Shut it.
God.
All right, can we get to the Cole of Santa sack? That is the main event.
Do we have to? Like, really? I've been putting it off by talking about other promotions. So we did not have to get to this piece of shit match.
So, from what I understand, this was a Firefly fucking Infernal match or something like that.
A firehouse and her something.
Firehouse flame match. I don't get it.
Something. It's a cartoon character, Mr. Rogers' main event. This was Randy Orton comes out wearing jeans and a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already sitting there saying that this is going to be the biggest piece of shit match on the history of professional wrestling. And you could tell. And my guess is, now the Fiend comes out. And I think as Dan pointed out, no wonder he never took his leather jacket off. My guess is that this was not Bray Wyatt underneath the thing. They had a stuntman in there. Or at least they had, for certain shots, they had a stuntman in there. Guess, because they had certain... Sorry, Freak, I'll let you get to your thing in a second. Because there were certain cuts where they threw in and did certain things. They lit him on fire or... obviously he rang the bell, but there were certain things that would happen that just made me believe that it wasn't really him underneath it, at least at certain points. Especially, obviously, it had to be a fucking dummy laying in the middle of the ring where they lit the whole entire fucking thing on fire. Which I was just like, I mean, honestly, WWE, can you get any fucking worse? We are trying to watch professional wrestling. I'm not a sports entertainment guy. I am a professional wrestling fan. This is some fucking shit right here, man. It really is. Like, Bray Wyatt may be a great wrestler. The fucking Randy Orton, great wrestler. It's just like this whole fucking lighting shit on fire, lighting people on fire. Like, it's just the evil storyline. You're throwing gasoline on a fucking rocking chair and the fucking thing goes up and all of a sudden, it lights the fucking Fiend on fire. The entire flames are going up like fucking crazy. It's just, come on, man. I'm not watching fucking fucking Halloween or Friday the 13th where they're fucking lighting the motherfucker on fire. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. I'm fucking annoyed with you. WWE. You
know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Mr. Christmas.
Mr. what?
Mr. Green Christmas. When you hear the trumpets. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Mr. Heat Miser.
Right. Yes. Yep. I was just this match really turned me off to WWE, and we might set that rule back up where WWE was not going to be covered again after this shit. I mean, seriously. Because every time I try to let them back in, they will cover one of the shows, and it's like the worst fucking thing on earth. I mean, I guess I'm lucky we only have to fucking cover one fucking show a month, pretty much. We're not here every day, like on a Monday, covering the Raw, the SmackDown. I got no problem covering NXT pay-per-views and their TV shows because they put on a fucking quality product for the most part. You know what I mean? It's not the product that it once was, but I was getting sorely disappointed. I've never thought this poorly about WWE as a product as I do now. Does anybody want to chime in?
Okay, so here's the thing. You go into a match where you lose by being lit on fire.
And nobody goes to jail for it because it's a sanctioned match, right?
Well, hold on. I have 2 points here. Point number one. Clothing is flammable. So what you do, Randy Orton, he comes to the ring with a sweatshirt and pants. That's flammable. AKA, you're going to get lit on fire. But here's the other problem I have with this match. Bray Wyatt got lit on fire during the match, but he somehow didn't lose for some reason. Why didn't he lose?
I told you why. The fucking timekeeper got lit on fire, and so he couldn't ring the bell.
Okay. Well, is that like the most extreme ref bump in history? Where like,
I don't know. There's no
light everyone on fire. So
they didn't really even say anything about it. They just all of a sudden he just fucking threw it, and then it was like the gigantic. He threw the match on the fucking dummy, and it just like. I can't wait to listen to Busted Open. Oh, no, shit. They're not covering the show tomorrow because they're on vacation. Because, I mean, yeah.
Who's going to cover this? Oh, well, besides us.
Oh. Us retards.
Yeah. Hey, mentally challenged, special needs. Goddamn, man. This is really fucking rough to, talk about. Because it's just, I mean, it's unbelievable how fucking ridiculous it is. It really is ridiculous. I have no fucking explanation as to how bad this shit was. Legit. There's nothing. I can't even handle the shit right now.
It sucks because I was such a huge fan of the Fiend when he first came out. Obviously, they were going to
personal opinion, and I've said this a million fucking times. No, I'm sorry to cut you off, JJ. I really am. But last year when they ran Hell in the Cell. And they had him go up against Seth Rollins, and they did all that over-the-top bullshit, and fucking, they fucking just ruined it with fucking, he lost his steam right away, and then they fucking turned, they did so bad that fucking Seth they pulled Seth from fucking Raw the next night, and had to turn him heel like a month later, because they didn't know what to fucking do with him. So they're like, I feel like that ruined the Fiend altogether. That one match, like any steam he had going into that match was just ruined by that one thing, and he just was never able to catch up, come back.
Well, the other problem is the Fiend is an attraction. You don't put the title on an attraction. You don't.
Yep.
I always said the Fiend will work as long as you don't put him in a title. Give him a title or put him in a title feud. He's an attraction.
I think you can put him in a title feud. I mean, Andre had matches with Hogan. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but then he has to lose at some point, which also loses his steam. So
disqualifications, countouts.
We don't want to see disqualifications and countouts on pay-per-views. Come on.
Listen, you have to have at least one DQ and one countout per show.
Ugh.
It's part of the fucking show. See, you new school kids don't get it.
Bad point. No, it's part of the formula.
You new school kids, you're too young to understand that shit.
No, I'd rather see
growing up
a pinfall and
the
a
fucking
submission.
Attitude Era, they had a DQ like every other fucking match.
Well, fuck the Attitude Era, but I want to see.
And I'm right, by the way. I'm always right.
I want to see technical wrestling, pinfall, submission. That's the shit I want to see.
I understand that. So
I don't want to pay for a fucking pay-per-view where you have a disqualification and a no count or a fucking count out.
It's gonna happen.
$50 for that shit.
It's going to happen at least once in a pay-per-view. It should happen a DQ or one DQ, one count out in a match. It's part of the formula. It helps for the storylines. It helps with the formula and the flow of the show. And trust me, if I could, I'd sit there and watch New Japan or Ring of Honor all day, technical matches for fucking 24 hours a day. But you know what? At some point, I'm going to get bored and I'll want a little change up.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to see that shit, especially in a main title feud.
And I am a traditionalist and like my technical wrestling the most.
I'm all for a heel having a dirty win, that kind of stuff. But I don't want to see your main event, and you're saying Bray Wyatt should have their main event end in a DQ or a count out. No, your main event, your world title feud should on a pay-per-view that you're paying $50 for. If you want to get old school, that should not have a fucking
first off. If this was old school, I was only paying $20. Okay. Not paying $50 for a pay-per-view.
But what I'm saying is, in your world title feud for your pay-per-view, you shouldn't have a DQ.
First off, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen that often, but it should happen for a world title match on a pay-per-view, maybe once a year, maybe. And I'm not saying that's even a guarantee, but you can't do it. It's like I get what you're saying, and it's disappointing to see a DQ or a count out in the main event. Shit used to happen on house shows all the time, but as far as that stuff goes, not it shouldn't be one of those things where it happens on a pay-per-view all the time, and it happens way too fucking often.
Happened in WCW a lot, and look
at where it got them. Look where it got them.
Hold on a second. Are you kidding me? Like the later years of WCW, these guys would come in for interference or hit them with a low blow, and the referee wouldn't even call shit. You want proof? Watch Halloween Havoc '98.
No, I believe you, but
don't make me watch something like that. I mean, please.
On up, and it was horrible. Yeah.
Yes, it was. All right, everybody.
And never paid anything for those.
So, why don't we? What's that word called? Why don't we give this one a rating and then get the fuck out, take it home?
D minus.
JJ, what's your rating for the show?
I give it an F for a fuck you.
DVD Freak, Matthew Tremble.
I'll give it a D. Fuck it.
Jesus Christ, you were fucking too generous. I think. All right. I'm looking at the matches. The exception of the Asuka, Charlotte, and Nia and Shayna match, the Sasha and Carmella match, and the pre-show match, the rest of the show was pure shits. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with a D. as well. Because everything else, like the main events, the main attraction matches, it was just all pure shit. It really was. It was, and you notice that the women's matches were like the highlight of the show. This is the second pay-per-view in a row we covered that the women's matches were the best matches on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You call
Actually,
it's speaking something WWE.
I'd say this is the third pay-per-view because the Hell in a Cell had Sasha and Bayley, and I thought that was the best match.
What was the other one? Oh, Survivor Series? So that's third? Okay. All right. I was referring to Hell in a Cell. Anyways, folks.
Okay.
I like how you call me too generous for giving it a D, but you also then give it a D.
I'm just saying it's generous for you. Jesus Christ, man. Cut me some slack.
Yeah, D. That's pretty generous for you.
Considering. All right, folks. Don't forget to check us out on social media. Pro Wrestle Zone Podcast on the YouTubes. JJ. JJ Sins on YouTube and Twitter. The DVD Freak on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Dan the Beast. Where the fuck? Come on, Dan.
Yeah. Subscribe to my YouTube page, especially if you're going to be watching my channel and you're not subscribed. What are you doing? Hit that button, and you can follow me everywhere else, but especially YouTube.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube. Seriously. And give us a 5-star rating on Apple, even though you might not mean it, because I know we're not really 5 stars. But, maybe one day. Take care, folks.